Is spiderweb really stronger than steel? For every...
What's up, Crody?
Chat, I think the answer to this question is that for the weight that it has, it is. For pound by pound, it is. What do you think Kevlar is? What do you think that bulletproof vest? I think it's spiderweb or some shit. I don't know. I'm just saying some shit.
Love you, X. Welcome
This
to my
is the
I'm just saying shit today.
largest amount of spider silk that's ever been put together for a test like this. So I'm gonna put it to the ultimate test and try to be the first person ever to swing from spider silk. I don't know if it's gonna hold my weight, so let's see. In 3, 2, 1.
In Spider-Man 2, Peter Parker is on a runaway train full of passengers. To stop it from derailing, he stands in front of the train, fires webs at the buildings around him, and holds on.
XQC, sorry to interrupt, but I'm going on a date tonight with someone
to
new
slow down
after
the
my
train
heart
and save
got
everyone on board. It sounds like something straight out of a comic book. But real spider silk, the fiber that makes up a spider's web, well, it truly might be this incredible. It's reportedly stronger than steel.
It's pretty strong.
That's crazy.
And 10 times tougher than Kevlar. To find out if that's really true, I went to the Blackledge Spider Lab at the University of Akron, one of the world's leading research centers studying spider silk.
Then why don't they make armor? Armor of spider. Oh my god, Spider-Man. Oh my god. What the f? It makes sense. What? Chat, I just thought about it. Spider-Man.
Before I went to the lab, I'd always assumed that a spider web was made from just one kind of silk. But that's actually not the case. One type of silk anchors the web to a surface, another forms this stretchy spiral, and a different sticky silk catches prey. Once something's trapped, the spider switches to yet another silk to wrap it up.
The threads are all, thinner than your hair, so they're gonna look pretty similar to each other unless you use a microscope.
All in all, there are 7 different types of silk, but the strongest is the dragline silk, which holds the web in its place.
We've got the 2 main structural threads in this web. So the spokes on the wagon wheel and the outer framework here, that's all the dragline silk. It's called major ambulate silk.
Wait, and they can get only that one?
Major ambulate is that one that commonly compared to steel.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why not?
And that's partly because its function in a web like this, if a bug hits it, to stop that moving bug, most of the work is done by the dragline silk.
To do this, the dragline silk has to be incredibly strong. So to find out how it compares to steel, we wanted to run a test.
So what if you were to trick its vision to drug the spider, and it thinks it needs more of that web, and it only does that one strong web?
But it turns out that getting a sample isn't so easy. Alright, we've taken a garden variety spider and knocked it unconscious using CO2. We brought it over here and we put it down with tape. I then started pulling out the dragline silk by hand. It's so light that you can barely feel it. We've attached it to this big rotating mechanism which they custom made to milk spiders.
No spiders were harmed in the making of this video.
Now that we've got our silk, we can put one strand into a machine that slowly pulls on our sample. And as it pulls, we'll monitor 2 key properties. When you pull on the silk, that force is spread over a tiny cross-sectional area.
They tape you, they harvest you for your milk. Wait, hold on.
If you divide the force by that area, you get the stress. Now, as you pull, the silk is also stretching. To see just how much, we divide the change in length by the original length to get a measure called the strain. At first, as the stress increases, the strain increases roughly in proportion.
I can't
If we stop pulling here, the silk would spring back to its original length. But keep pulling, and eventually it passes a point where some of that stretching becomes permanent.
What does that mean?
And it's pulling.
Alright, you filmed that, I'm going to be filming this.
And it broke.
Wow!
Eventually, if you keep pulling on the silk, it will break. And at that point, the force applied divided by the cross-sectional area is called its ultimate tensile strength.
We're at about 600 megapascals.
To put that in perspective, if you had a rope of spider silk that had a cross-sectional area of 1 square centimeter, roughly the size of your little finger, it could support about 60,000 newtons of force. That's the weight of a fully grown African elephant. And that's not even the strongest spider silk out there.
Breaking stress wasn't incredible for this piece of silk.
Deep in the jungles of Madagascar lives the Darwin's bark spider. Its diet consists of flying insects that zip over wide rivers. So to catch its prey, the Darwin's bark spider has to spin giant webs that stretch up to 25 meters over open water. And to survive that kind of distance and tension, its silk has to be incredibly strong. It has an ultimate tensile strength of around 1600 megapascals. That's more than twice the strength of our sample. But experimental ultra-high strength...
Imagine we lived in a world, right, where this was gonna scale neutral, and you had these mega spiders that we had to tame, and they spun big ass bridges, and you'd drive on a spider web bridge from like one continent to the other.
Steels can reach an ultimate tensile strength of nearly 3,000 megapascals. That's about 3 times that of typical dragline silk. But steel is also about 6 times denser. So for 2 ropes with the same mass and length...
Last pause. Chat, I think it's unfortunate, Chat, that we don't have real life bosses. Like, imagine if humans, there was some PvE bosses in some zones. What? I'm just saying, what if there was like this big ass, like, skyscraper big mammoth, and people know, okay, this is PvP, we don't go there. And when we have to respect the nature, right now we don't respect nature, okay, it's boring. We don't respect nature. What if nature was so powerful, we had to respect it, and there were bosses and hyper bosses and shit of zones?
The silk rope has 6 times the cross-sectional area. 6 times the area at 1/3 the strength, well, that gives a rope that can take twice the force before it snaps. This measure of strength relative to mass is called specific strength. And it means that for the same mass and length, spiderwebs can withstand roughly twice the force of ultra-high-strength steel before breaking.
Really?
So that's where ounce for ounce spider silk is quite strong. You've got to think about what is the application you're talking about using this material in. Is it somewhere where you don't care about weight and you need the strength? Then steel's going to be perfectly fine. But if weight matters, spider silk is really the champion there for tensile strength.
But strength alone isn't enough. To see why, look at rock climbers. If a rock climber was just hanging, all we would care about was if the rope could support their weight.
Right.
That's strength. But climbers don't just hang, they fall. And now the rope has to bring them to a stop, which means absorbing that kinetic energy. Stop the fall in a short distance, and the energy has to be absorbed.
Because it would go past the ultimate point.
Forces are enormous. Stretch it out, and that same energy is absorbed gradually, so the forces are lower. So to absorb more energy without snapping, it has to stretch further. And that's actually not so different from spider silk.
So a bug hits this web, you've got to stop the flight of that bug pretty quickly. And you could do it by just building a really stiff structure. Think like a brick wall, you throw a tennis ball against it. You're going to stop that ball instantly. But that doesn't work very well if you want to catch a meal.
It'll bounce.
Because it'll just fall out. And so it helps to slowly decelerate the insect.
I don't want to watch the whole video. But Chad, do they make the full strength like rope? Can they make like a big ass armor with this shit or not?
In Japan, Spyber is brewing protein fibers through fermentation. Brands like Goldwyn and The North Face have already used a version of these fibers in their clothing.
Wait, that looks heat. Brother, that looks straight hard.
It's like Goldwyn and The North Face
I like this jacket.
have already used a version of these fibers in their clothing. And the military has been interested too. In 2016, the US Army funded Craig to produce ballistic shoot packs, panels layered with transgenic silk that are designed as potential body armor. And it's even being explored in medicine. For centuries, surgeons have stitched wounds together with silk. But now, a company called Neurotex is using spider silk to help repair damaged nerves. So if it can be produced cheaply, spider silk could find its way into clothing, armor, implants,
Chat, Spider-Man is real.
even nerve repair. But to do that, we're gonna need a lot of it.
And this is our specialized spider silk. There you go.
This is the transgenic spider silk.
This is spider silk. This is transgenic spider silk.
Chat, how much work has been put into this though? Chat, how many spiders, how much webbing, how much spinning? I mean, Chat, this is thousands
It's like a bale. This is a
hours,
hand bale
no?
of spider silk.
So last year we produced about half a ton of spider silk cocoon.
That's it?
And this is
ton.
silk from that.
But what about our original question? Can you use transgenic spider silk to swing like Spider-Man?
So, Derek, I've
That
got you
was the
here
question?
in a climbing gym for a very good reason. And the reason is underneath this dirty dish towel. Unveil it. Unveil it. Yeah, go.
All right. Okay. This looks like very uninspiring.
So what's interesting is this is one continuous filament.
This is just one strand.
But each one of these strands is actually 10 individual silk filaments that are kind of connected.
All right. So you want me to hang from this?
I do want you to hang from it, yes. I actually want you to do more than just hang from it. I want you to swing.
Is this your hair?
This will be the first time ever anyone has ever swung from actual spider silk. Granted, this spider silk came from other organisms, but I don't know if it's gonna hold my weight, so let's see. In 3, 2, 1.
Dude, interesting.
You really
of came close.
Chat, is there not a type of knot or a way to braid it that would change the way that the physics work, where maybe it's constricting together or whatever, that could be more efficient than just straight down?
Your obsession takes suck balls.
The twist for sure, yeah, the twist must be hard. Like a rope, like a rope, like a rope.
Don't tell anyone, but Spider-Man.
A spider rope.
Okay, so we've seen it can hold your weight pretty reasonably. We could swing, but I do want to put
Now
it
do
to
the
the
spider
ultimate
kiss.
test and get you up there. How much do you trust Spider Silk?
Tensile strength doesn't lie.
All right, let's get you up there.
Alright.
We used the title, Risking My Life to Settle a Physics Debate Too Early. Feels like it's gonna dig into my fingers.
This is crazy.
No, chat, you have to do it without the rope. Otherwise, fear will find you.
I'm gonna go.
Let's go.
You gotta see my finger, man.
Chat, as the child did it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this is the problem with spider silk. It's thin,
Eat it.
it's strong, and it just rips you open.
Now, if it isn't clear, we're not exactly web swinging experts, but we'd love to get the silk into the hands of someone who is.
Tom Holland is a challenge. Yeah, I'm calling out Tom Holland. I'm calling out all them guys. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
No, everybody's too old for this now.
That's right.
Don't bother with it.
Come at me, bro.
Just kidding. He's the fucking goat. Just kidding. He's the goat. He would still do it to this day. Chat. He inspired nations with the spider kiss. Everybody knows about it.